Imagine this for a second. You're stepping into a car from the 1970s. The smell of leather and chrome hits instantly. You crank down the window with a handle, slide across a wide front bench seat, and pop a cassette into the stereo. It feels more like stepping into a time capsule than just starting a car. But here's the thing. So many of the features that once defined the driving experience are completely gone today. Some disappeared because of safety laws, others because of technology, and a few simply because times changed. Today, we're taking a drive through memory lane to explore 10 car features from the past that no longer exist. Buckle up, because some of these will surprise you, and others might make you wish they'd never disappeared. 1. Pop-up headlights. Few things scream classic cool like pop-up headlights. From Ferraris to Mazda Miatas, these lights gave cars a sleek, futuristic edge. You'd flick a switch, and suddenly the car looked alive. So why did they vanish? 2 words: safety and efficiency. Pedestrian safety regulations and aerodynamics made pop-up headlights impractical. They were also prone to mechanical failure. Nothing less cool than a car winking at you because one light got stuck. But despite their flaws, pop-up headlights remain one of the most iconic, nostalgic car features ever. 2. Manual crank windows. Before power windows, every passenger had their own little workout, spinning the crank handle. It was simple, it was reliable, and let's be honest, it was kind of fun as a kid. Manual windows rarely broke, unlike today's motors and switches. But convenience won, and now nearly every car has electronic windows. Still, the crank had one big advantage. If your car's battery died, you could still roll down the glass. 3. Manual door locks. Remember pushing down those little lock pins on each door? If you forgot, you had to walk around and lock every door one by one. Sure, it wasn't as convenient as remote key fobs or automatic locks, but there was something satisfying about the tactile click. It made locking up feel manual, personal, almost ritualistic. Transition, and that brings us to another thing tied to car security, the car key itself. 4. Traditional metal car keys. Back in the day, car keys were just simple pieces of metal. No chips, no remotes, no expensive replacements. You could make a spare key at the hardware store for a couple of bucks. Today's key fobs with chips and wireless systems are safer, but they're also a lot more expensive to replace. Lose one now, and you're looking at hundreds of dollars. Nostalgia aside, the simplicity of old-school keys definitely had its charm. 5. Cassette and CD players. The mixtape era. Burning your favorite songs onto a CD, sliding it into the player and hitting the road. That was a vibe. Every road trip had a soundtrack, and you were the DJ. Today, streaming has taken over. It's more convenient, sure, but there's a whole generation that'll never know the struggle of a scratched CD skipping in the middle of your favorite track. 6. Ashtrays and cigarette lighters. For decades, ashtrays and lighters were standard in almost every car. Smoking while driving wasn't just common, it was practically encouraged. By the 2000s, smoking rates dropped and car makers phased them out, turning lighters into power outlets and later USB chargers. Still, older cars often have those little flip-down ashtrays as a reminder of a very different time. 7. Chrome bumpers. Remember those shiny chrome bumpers? They made cars look bold and heavy. But the truth is, they weren't very safe. Chrome bumpers were rigid and caused more damage in accidents. Today's plastic bumpers with crumple zones are safer, lighter, and cheaper to replace. Still, nothing matches the flashy look of a classic chrome front end gleaming in the sun. 8. Front bench seats. In classic sedans and trucks, the front wasn't divided by a console. Instead, you had a wide bench seat that could fit 3 people across. Couples loved them for sitting close on dates, and families squeezed everyone in for road trips. Now, safety regulations and the need for center consoles made bench seats nearly extinct. The last American car to offer one was discontinued in the early 2010s. 9. Manual transmissions, stick shifts. At one point, stick shifts were everywhere. Learning to drive meant learning the clutch, and many enthusiasts still swear it makes driving more fun. But automatic transmissions became easier, faster, and more fuel-efficient. Today, only a tiny fraction of cars, usually sports models, are still sold with manuals. For most drivers, the stick shift is just a memory. 10. Vent windows, wing windows. Those little triangular windows that you could tilt open for fresh air? They were genius. No need for air conditioning. Just a flick of the latch and you had a personal breeze. But as AC systems improved and aerodynamics mattered more, vent windows disappeared. Now, they're just another quirky relic of car design. So there you have it, 10 car features from the past that no longer exist. From pop-up headlights to vent windows, each one tells the story of how driving has evolved from a hands-on mechanical experience into the high-tech world we know today. Cars are safer, faster, and smarter now. But they've also lost a bit of charm, that sense of personality that came from rolling down a crank window, sliding across a bench seat, or popping in your favorite cassette. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these features do you miss the most? And if you could bring just one back, what would it be? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to read your stories. And if you enjoyed this ride through automotive history, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you don't miss our next trip into the past.